Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach, fresh out of the gym, trying to catch my breath a little bit. I guess I kicked my ass a little bit more than I thought I did today. But I was a little bit surprised listening to a lot of the podcasts, especially The Observer, how they really kicked last night's show in the dirt. I know that I talked about it last night in my Monday Night Raw review. I don't get to watch Monday Night Raw live. So to me, honestly, it was a treat that I didn't have to work and I didn't have to get home an hour after the show ended. Most of the time as I'm watching Raw, I've already have a lot of the people's opinions about what they thought of the show. So then their opinions are sort of molding into mine. And I haven't even watched what I'm trying to watch here. But last night I thought Monday Night Raw was a great 3-hour show. Honestly, even as Randy Orton killed Seth Rollins for the, probably 15 minutes before he finally gave him the big deadly RKO. And, right now the big craze is the RKO the RKO out of nowhere. And, this one was sort of set up, plotted, and planned for a long damn time. But it was a damn good RKO through the table. And, Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins is going to be a damn good match at WrestleMania 31. That's one that I'm really fired up to see. I know that I made all those Randy Orton returns videos because I really thought that Randy was going to be coming back. There was reports that Randy Orton was in St. Louis the night of the Survivor Series. Maybe he would join Team Cena, or maybe he would just interfere in the match. I thought maybe he would come back at the Rumble or the night after the Rumble. Finally, he came back at Fastlane, and then they sort of played this stupid game of cat and mouse with Randy and Seth, with the Authority trying to win him back over to bring him back into the Authority. Where he would have fit in that, because you both have Rollins and Orton trying to be the top dog of that group. But you see, last week on Monday Night Raw, Randy Orton, helps Seth Rollins get the big win over Roman Reigns, and directly looks into the camera and gives it the big wink, like, I'm still with you guys. Just play it along. I'm trying to draw them in. And it sort of took me out of it a little bit. But I think no doubt in my mind, Randy versus Seth is probably going to be the best wrestling match at WrestleMania 31 when it comes down to wrestling. Randy's really surprised me in the past with some damn good matches. I'm not the biggest fan of Randy Orton. Like The Evolution of a Predator is a good documentary, but to sit down and watch the matches on that, on set would just kill me. I just think that Randy Orton is one of the most robotic wrestlers, where all of his matches are basically all of the same. And he went through that long string of being the champion with Legacy, with DiBiase and Rhodes basically helping him in every match, and every match ended the same. And I don't get it. I'm a little bit less with Randy than I was, in the past, because I really wanted to see the RKO, because it was coming. He owed Seth Rollins one. Seth Rollins got carted out on the cart, being held down on the stretcher, and it looked like he was out. How long do you keep him out? I don't think that this feud can last with next week. Seth Rollins not being on the show. Hell, Seth Rollins not even being on SmackDown would be a little bit less. Some people are saying that WrestleMania doesn't really have legs to run on this year, that people just aren't really feeling what's going down. But I really feel this match. I really am into Sting versus Triple H. I think that Roman versus Brock is really going to blow some people away with how good it's going to be. The ladder match is always going to be fun at WrestleMania. I think this is going to be a damn good show. I'm glad that I'm going, and I'm glad that I'm pumped up for it. But, Randy versus Seth, I think that's probably the odds-on favorite, that everybody's been talking about, trying to steal the show, whether if it's Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan, trying to prove their spot on the card and trying to make their, next year bigger than the last. Everybody thinks of WrestleMania as the Super Bowl. I think that Randy versus Seth Rollins is definitely going to be the one thing that really puts a check mark next to Randy to being a great Hall of Fame wrestler with a great pedigree, but also for Seth Rollins to be that guy who takes the championship in the upcoming next year. He's had the Money in the Bank for a long time. It hasn't really meant anything with Brock Lesnar as champion. It is what it is. Honestly, in my mind, definitely Seth Rollins should have been running around with that Money in the Bank briefcase, saying that, and acting like he was the real champion. Hell, even the Intercontinental Champion or the United States Champion should have showed up and stepped up to the plate and said, hey, you know what, Brock's not here, I'm here. This might as well be the World Championship now. Much like what Jay Lethal was saying on the ROH pay-per-view, basically saying that his belt means more than the World Heavyweight Championship of ROH. because, he's defended it. He's held it for almost a year. The ROH Championship was living off the legacy of Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, and Samoa Joe. And I don't know. I think Seth Rollins should have been going out there with that gold briefcase, lifting it up every night and showing everybody that he has the contract to fight Brock. And Brock's not there because Brock doesn't want to get beat up by Seth Rollins. He should have been doing that, but instead, it was the Authority and Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar was semi-part of the Authority because it was Triple H that gave him that match. And definitely, they were trying to kiss up to him until there was a time when Seth, put Brock through the table with the curb stomp. And, then they had to try and put all the pieces together, and they had the three-way at the Royal Rumble, which was a damn good match. But we'll see what goes down. WrestleMania is right up around the corner, and I'm pumped. Peace out, everybody.